Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown, the unofficial sumo podcast for official sumo fans. This is Mac.
This is Ryan.
This is Jake.
And this is Fleric.
And this is our 2026 Natsu Midway episode. We are through day 8, so if you have not caught up to day 8, please stop now and watch all of day 8. Sorry that you had to watch that. I mean,
our condolences.
Our condolences. The HOA is gone. Fan favorite Takayasu is gone. Little boy Asakoryu got caught in the fire as well.
What is this tournament? What is this? Okay, we'll get into it. This
is Kirishima's easiest slide to Yokozuna he could ever hope for. Is what this Basho is.
And then day 8 happened.
And then day 8.
I mean, he's still in the lead.
I mean, tied. Whatever. We'll get there.
Some of the sumo's been cool.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Tobizaru versus Ura happened twice today.
Oh,
that was fantastic.
Fleric, I'm not here for sumo. I'm here for narratives that we can invent to fit the results, okay?
Oh, my bad.
I'd appreciate it if you could stay on topic here.
Oh, yeah.
Before we talk more about the first week of the May Basho, we do have a couple of new patrons that have joined on. So I think Jake, just take it away for both of them.
Sure. Okay. Joe Cole, thank you. Thank you for your support. If you were a Yokozuna or Ozeki, I bet your body would function properly.
They would have the honor of making sure their body functioned properly, unlike these other jamokes that we've got.
Scrubs.
Yeah. Also, Gil Cherry, you thanklessly support us from the background, like the Yobidashi who quietly lowered the dohyo by 3 centimeters this Basho.
Huh?
If you haven't seen that, we will get to that later. It's not important, but it's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
And if they can keep doing that, like do it once per decade as people get used to the height, and then we will just slowly, decade by decade, lower it to the floor.
The dohyo gets lower and lower and lower.
This is a generational thing. It's like a Dune storyline rather than, making
This is a multi-generational advancement here.
Real quick, Amazumo update. Go check out ussumo.org for all your events and such. We just had New York's Empire Cup yesterday, which was a huge tournament. We had a ton of people. They put on their first tournament last year, and then this was just their second year doing it. And yeah, they had so many people show up, even a ton of Canadians, which was pretty cool. Let's see. Since our last episode, I think we also had the U.S. Open, which I think was the 26th year. I'm pretty sure it lines up with the year. Whatever. It was. That is one of the longest running, biggest tournaments outside of Japan in the whole world. Lots of cool stuff going on in amateur sumo. Go to ussumo.org to catch up on it and to find the next one.
All right, so let's dive into week 1. I know a lot of the biggest stories from the Basho are who is not competing in the Basho, which is the entirety of the HOA. The HOA is gone. The people rejoice.
No!
It was disbanded. You can just leave your garbage can out for an extra day without a fine. Hooray, everyone wins.
Exactly. But we're gonna, I know I started very negative, but we're gonna try to take a positive outlook. We're gonna start with the actual results. What is actually happening? I'm going to try to take a positive outlook.
Jake has not been happy with this entire tournament.
No, to me, it's a fun chaos tournament, but it's not what I was expecting. So there's a little bit of like, man, I just kind of wanted everyone.
Salt.
Yeah.
If I could pick 4 people to be in the running, it would be the 4 people that pulled out immediately.
Just like Hoshoru's hamstring.
Oh,
yikes.
Fleric.
Yep, got him.
All right.
Yeah,
But we're being
you
positive.
Roasted that one-legged man.
We're being positive. We're starting with the people who are here, who are competing, who are in line for the U show. And we do have 3 Rikishi that are tied at the top at 7-1. We have Ozeki Kirishima. We have Komosubi, Wakatakakage. Look at that. Our Sanyaku must be doing great. We've got 2 that are tied for the lead. Sanyaku's fantastic this Basho, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. And then at Maegashira 15, also tied for the lead, Tobizaru. So we're going to start talking about Kirishima, Wakatakakage. I think we're all going to write Tobizaru off. So let's talk about our 2 probably actual favorites here. Kirishima, Wakatakakage.
What year is it? What
Yeah,
year is
oh
it?
God.
It's 2022, 2023. We've turned back the time machine, baby.
Go back farther. I want out of this.
But both of them have been looking pretty dang good throughout the first week of the tournament. Each one has dropped a match so far. Wakataka Kage dropped one to Takanosho, and Kirishima dropped it on day 8. Might not be Kirishima's fault that he lost today. We'll get into that later. There might be some voodoo going on surrounding day 8 of the Bashos, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But Kirishima lost.
The
to
match
Yokoyama
wasn't
today.
controversial, right?
The match wasn't controversial.
Okay,
They're just
gotcha.
mystical forces acting against Ozeki and Yokozuna on day 8 of the Bashos now.
Of course.
So who have you guys been more impressed with so far?
Honestly, I would go with Wakataka Kage just because of his injury, that elbow injury. I mean, those are really finicky, and that can really hamper a lot of the style, especially with Wakataka Kage's style of sumo. I'm like, ooh, if he doesn't have his elbow, this is going to be... But he's been fighting through it, or the injury just wasn't that great, but either not great. Not as severe, is what I'm trying to say. But he fought through it, or has been fighting through it, and it's been working out for him. So I have been thoroughly impressed with him.
Yeah, I think sometimes people just kind of get better. You know, like when they get hurt.
That's not what bodies do. That's not what bodies do.
Well, how old is he? Is he under 30? Because then,
No.
then bodies do get better.
Pretty sure he's 31.
He's 31. Okay, so maybe he's still on the cusp of bodies ever getting
He's
better.
older than Kirishima.
What?
Which
Really?
sneakily
bull?
surprises me. Yeah, Kirishima turned 30 this year. Wakataka
Really?
Kage will turn 32 later this year.
That surprises me.
That is wild.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I think we were all. I wouldn't say we necessarily wrote him off as completely washed or anything like that,
No.
but none of us picked him as a champ. Like none of us were really expecting him to be a front runner at the beginning of the Basho. But yeah, I mean, clearly his like somewhat slapsticky wild style is working out. I mean, I think 7-1, he's had a couple things that have gone his way that maybe didn't need to. I don't mean bad calls. I just mean matches where like a 50-50 situation.
Talking Kirishima or Wakataka Kage with slapsticky style?
Kind of both, actually.
I would argue firmly against Wakataka Kage having a slapstick style. I think he's got a very firm, defined style that he's going to do every match, and it's been working out great for him so far this Basho.
Let me rephrase
slapstick.
Let me rephrase
by
that.
far.
Both of these guys have matches that are a little bit less. If Ono Sato was 7-1, you could picture what his sumo looks like. You know, he's moving forwards. He's just, out muscling people, overwhelming people. These two guys, both of them are like, neither of them are very big. They're probably like completely average size, if not even a little below that, right? I think for both of these guys, them being dominant is a little bit more exciting of sumo than somebody like Ono Sato would be if he was winning this much. So yeah, you're right. That was a poor way to categorize it. But yeah, both of these guys are, when they are on, they are kind of wild, and that's fun to me. Their matches are always exciting.
I'm still going to push back because that's not what I'm seeing from Kirishima. Absolutely. I 100% agree. We looking at the results on SumoDB doesn't tell the entire story. But
No, of course not.
I feel like for these guys, this Basho, it does, because we look at Kirishima, his wins, Hataki Komi, Tsukiyotoshi, Yorikiri, Hataki Komi, Sukui Nage, Yorikiri, Oshidashi. So he's got some slapdowns, some crazy throws, some force outs, and all that stuff. So he's got a bit of a mixed bag. For Wakataka Kage, got day 1 Tsukiyotoshi, then Yorikiri, Oshidashi, Oshidashi, Yorikiri.
Yeah.
Dude is running his game plan to a T, which is he's going to put his head down into your chest. He's going to get his arms to the inside, and he's going to force you back and out. And that's what he's been doing every match this Basho, with the exception of he put his head down and then Takanosho caught him and slapped him down.
Yeah.
That's the only time it hasn't worked out for him. But otherwise, Wakataka Kage, what he wants to do is what he is doing this Basho. So I've been very impressed, very surprised. I was going to say he might have the only truthful doctor in all of sumo, because he had the elbow injury he had to pull out at the end of the last Basho. Doctor said 6 weeks. And so I'm thinking,
Boom.
if it's 6 weeks, like the Basho is going to be starting 6 weeks from now. There's no way he's going to be fully recovered, because that's actually probably a 10 to 12 week recovery in real time. But maybe all the other doctors would have said 2-week recovery for this one and forced him back out to do stuff. But I think Wakataka Kage might have the only truthful doctor that knows how long it takes for something to heal properly.
Yeah, that could be because he's certainly he looks great. I mean, it's not like one of those like when Ono Sato still did okay once or twice with his bad shoulder, like it was he's favoring that shoulder, but he's still really good in every other way that he could still win, right?
Yeah.
But for Wakataka Kage, it's like, no, this is exactly what he always looks like. This is just his style of, whether Ryan agrees with me or not, fairly exciting sumo that
I'm not saying it's not exciting. I'm just saying it's not.
Oh my God, whatever.
What about you, Flair? What are you thinking for these two so far?
It's hard to. I think my big thing of who impressed. I get the whole thing of we had no expectations for Wakataka Kage, so it's kind of impressive that he's doing pretty well. But Kirishima has just been fantastic sumo to watch. Like, I guess maybe sometimes he gets in a little more hairy situations, but to me, he felt like he is navigating those pretty well, and like he is able to be the one who, like, oh, this is kind of weird, but I know what's going on. I can get to the end. And there have been maybe a couple I've been worried about, but like for the most part, it's been really solid, like almost Hoshori style of like sumo, which has been good. Like I have like at least 2 matches again with Volve and Kirishima. Like the one against Fujinokawa was fantastic. The one against Oho.
What are you talking about? Fujinokawa was forced out of the ring fairly quickly, and it was a fairly ho-hum match.
Oh, I was going to talk about that one. I'm like, I was listening to the commentary.
That one.
Murray Johnson.
No, everyone was
Murray
so
with his
excited.
wizardry.
Exactly. Yeah. The side judge, Shimpan, was like, "This is so cool. I'm gonna let this keep going."
Yeah.
The Kyoji as well.
This is the head judge. It was right in front of the head judge.
So
I read so many articles so many articles came out about that situation and what should have been done and what wasn't done, and like, do we need to be mad at the Gyoji? And like the Gyoji was apparently looking to the Shimpan, expecting them to raise their hand, but they didn't raise their hand, so they just let it all go. Like, it ultimately didn't matter what we're talking about, and I apologize, Fleric, for cutting you off. But Fujinokawa versus Kirishima was a very fun, exciting match, but most of it didn't matter because Fujinokawa had accidentally stepped out when he was forced to the Tawara
5 seconds.
pretty quick at the beginning of the match, and then the rest of it went on as if nothing happened, so they just kind of let it. But basically, all the exciting part of the match didn't actually count.
I believe I'm sorry, go ahead, Flair.
I was gonna say, if the result went the other way, where Kirishima lost, they would have motted that and called it back.
Mono-e, absolutely.
Yeah, Mono-e, thank you. But yeah, it's it was. I'm glad they didn't because it was fantastic. So, we win. We win from that as fans.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure procedure is supposed to be if one of the side judges sees that they stepped out, they raise their hand like it was a mono-e, but they raise their hand immediately, and the referee is supposed to stop the match, I think.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to be like really, really sure.
Yeah.
On a human level, I don't blame somebody for being like, I think he stepped out, but I don't want to stop the match and like ruin it.
Of the 6 or 7 articles that I saw about this on just one Japanese site that I look at every day, I think, the head of the Shimpan department was like, I don't think they were really too upset. They said like, you got to be super duper absolutely sure to raise your hand in that situation. And they're like, it looked like his foot stepped out, but I don't know. So that nobody's really getting in trouble for it, which is why I complained that there were 7 or 8 articles about it, because it's really just like really a silly thing that happened. Why are we so concerned about this?
Yeah. The result was correct. Everybody did pretty much what they were supposed to.
Yeah. I think if someone got hurt, then there would be a whole lot more shit. But
yeah,
I agree with you. There's the human impact. Sometimes you just miss something. And if you're not sure, you don't necessarily want to stop a great match. So I'm happy how all went down.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about our other 7-1 Rikshi here, Tobi Zaru. Is anybody giving him any real chance here? He is sitting at Maegashira 15. His list of opponents that he's fought are Roga, Mitakiyumi, Oshumi, Fujiryoga, who is his lone loss, Ryuden, Wakanosho, Shishi, and Ura. I mean, there's not one single name on there that you can point out as a quality win, I would say.
But
That might be a bit much.
Strength of schedule, like, if he keeps fighting the lower ranks, that's why I'm like, now wait a minute
Our
here.
Sanyaku ranks have been absolutely decimated, so it's not like there's a huge wall for him to run into if he keeps this up.
That's my point. So, I'm like, ooh, it's not beyond the realm of possibility at this point.
Yeah, like what are they gonna do? Like if he faces either Ozeki, yeah, I mean, of course I would pick Kirishima to beat him at this point, but like I don't know about Kotozakura.
Yeah.
And then Wakataka Kage is the only other like really fully threatening name near the top. So like I don't know, man.
That's what I mean.
He's got more of a chance than a 7-1 on day 8 Maegashira 15 normally would.
Yeah.
There's fewer people for him to run into if they make his matchmaking harder, and the chaos energy just feels really strong right now. I think that I trust Kirishima and Wakataka Kage less than if it was Aonishiki and Hoshoryu at 7-1. You know, like I would trust those guys to be like they very well could go undefeated until they face each other. But Kirishima is way too chaotic. The coin flips are just they're just going in his favor too often for me to trust that it's going to happen the rest of the time.
I had a mental fight with myself as you said that. It's like I don't know. I kind of trust Kirishima, but then like watching his match, it's like he could lose to anybody.
Oh yeah,
like there's enough. Like you said, there's enough chaos in any of his matches. He could really go down to anybody. Like I trust Kirishima. I think minimum of 12-3 here for Kirishima is my thought, especially with the field as decimated as it is at the top. But I can't see him like going undefeated the rest of the way. Like there's going to be another chaos bout that he drops at least 1 or 2 more, which could open the door for Tobizaru if he is as hot and streaky. And he has a quote that's just saying, "My technique hasn't changed, but my body is in good condition. I feel like everything is clicking without any injuries." So another shout out to people being healthy for Tobizaru. But it leaves, I think Kirishima's chaos leaves the door open for somebody like Tobizaru.
Yeah, there's some chaos, but I don't know. I still think there's a calmness to his chaos when I watch his matches. I don't know.
Calm chaos? Please elaborate.
As in like he's not like panicking, like just like has a like sometimes you watch Ura, like there's definitely chaos in his matches, but he's also like freaked out at the same time. He's like, what's going on? okay, we're here. All right.
But that's what you love about Ura.
That is fair to point out. There are different brands of things that we would call chaos that are very different from each other, but are very fair.
Exactly. So I don't know. I sense a little more calmness to his brand of sumo. And granted, they go to sometimes strange places. It's not like meat and potatoes, like just gonna force you out. But I have a little bit more faith in Kirishima, and honestly with Wakataka Kage as well. I just don't see Ura actually. I think once they give him matches up in the Joy that aren't the two people in the run for the lead, I think he'll start dropping some matches.
I think Tobizaru's got a tough matchup tomorrow. Koto-Eiho. He's down there. He's not necessarily a big name, but Koto-Eiho's been impressing the crap out of me so far this Basho.
I know we're gonna get to him in a minute, but yeah.
All right, speaking of getting to Koto-Eiho, we have a group of 3 Rikishi that are one behind our 3 leaders. We've got Maegashira 4, Gonoyama, the one Rikishi that was able to defeat Kirishima so far. We have the aforementioned Koto-Eiho, and we also have Maegashira 17, Fujiryoga. So any standout thoughts on any of these 3 guys? We're not going to go through the conversation of each one and be like, who do we think does this guy have a shot? Does this guy have a shot? We just did that with Tobizaru, and it's going to be the same conversation for all of them. We can feel if any one of them gets hot, sure, why not? But what are our thoughts on any of these 3 guys that we've watched through week 1? I know we just mentioned Koto-Eiho. I've been super impressed with him. Like, I feel like he's been getting to his opponent's belt and been showing a surprising amount of power that I was not expecting out of him to win most of these belt battles that he's been a part of. I think he's dropped his last 2 matches, so things might be catching up, or 2 out of his last 3. But overall, just been super impressed with him.
Yeah, I think the first time that I kind of like took more notice other than like, oh, that was a good match, you know. But by day 5, he and Kirishima were the only guys undefeated. By day 5, having only 2 guys left that was kind of nuts. You know, like that's a pretty good indicator of a chaos Basho.
Yeah.
To me, I have been impressed with Fuji Ryoga. Now that he's got his hair tied back, you know, he's powered up a little bit extra.
Absolutely.
He got the Makushita 60 Tsuki. Blah. He started in Makushita. There we go.
There you go.
He started in Makushita I'm sorry, 2 years ago. 1 year ago. Oh my God. I'm
You all right, man?
So I've been impressed with Fuji Ryoga. I think that with his hair tied back, he's leveled up. Nailed that one again. But he started in Makushita a year ago, and it has kind of shown that he is starting to belong here. He had a 7-8 last Basho, managed to stay in the top division, just kind of luck of the Bansuke. But this time around, he's showing that, yes, he is a very legit prospect. He went by Goshima for the first 4 Basho that he was in, but yeah, he only spent 2 Basho in Juryo, and now he's starting. I think I absolutely expect a Kachikoshi, maybe even up to 10 wins or so. And I think that might be, I don't know, if 10 wins on your second try in the top division, I don't think is an automatic special prize by any means, but like he might be on the verge of a Kanto show if he can keep this up.
He'd probably have to crank it up to 11 or 12, be involved in the Yusho race deeper into it. But yeah, it's not that automatic 10 wins like it would be on his debut.
But yeah, 6 and 2 is definitely past the point of just coin flips going a certain way. I think it's to the point where like, yes, he's fully showing that he is the prospect that we thought he was. He had just one hiccup last Basho. He's not going to rocket up to Yokozuna the same way everybody else did, but like he's still a very decent prospect that has a long ways to go still.
Yep. Which one of these 3 do we think has a chance to stay in the Yusho race the longest? So we have Gonoyama, who is putting together his 2nd consecutive impressive Basho. Like he started off last Basho, he was 9-1 at one point before losing his next 4 matches once he was put up against the likes of I was gonna list off Hoshoryu and like Aonishiki and all that, but no, he actually didn't fight them. He lost to Kirishima, Kotozakura, Atami Fuji, and Asahakuryu, all of whom are still in this Basho that he could all face, except for Kirishima, who he beat. But my point is, there isn't really the wall there for Gonoyama to run into. And he's up at Maegashira 4, so he's fighting a lot of the top Maegashira Rikishi already. He's already beaten Atami Fuji, Kirishima, who he lost to last Basho. He's got the husk of Kotozakura tomorrow. So he's really going through the toughest part of his schedule right now, and I don't see a whole lot of reason that he necessarily should slow down. That doesn't mean he won't, but the resistance that he ran into last time, I don't feel like is here this time.
Yeah, there's only 3 guys left on his normal schedule, and unless they put him up against, say, Tobizaru or somebody who needs a pushing back down in the schedule, there's only 3 guys left up here with winning records at all for him to face. Kodo Shoho at 5-3. I mean, I'm sure we'll touch on him briefly later. Yoshino Fuji is at 5-3, and he hasn't faced Wakataka Kage yet. But like, even if you put those 3 losses on him, that could still give him 10-5. So I think he's got a solid shot. I think if you had to say like, hey, it's day 14 and one of these 3 guys that we're talking about is still in the running, I would probably pick Gonoyama.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you.
So what are we predicting then for final score? Are we predicting a a 13-2, a 12-3? Where's the bar going to be at for this one, do you think?
For the Basho or for these three guys, you mean?
For the Basho, not for these three guys.
Oh,
I'm saying,
gotcha.
and because you had said like he can maybe end up 10-5. Like, where
I see
do
what you
we
mean.
think the bar is finally going to settle for the Yusho on this one?
I would be shocked if we had a 14-win Basho. I'd be
Yeah.
shocked, I think,
I'd
even
agree
if
with
we had a
that.
13-win Basho.
You think it'll be another 12-3?
I think
A low
I
one.
think we're on track for a 12-3 because I like I said, I just don't trust Kirishima and Wakataka Kage not to drop another couple matches here.
I'm gonna blind confidence with no reason whatsoever. Say 13-2, just because it does feel like Kirishima and Wakataka Kage are so much further above the rest of the pack is what I say as Kiri. They obviously both have lost one. So but it does feel like they are kind of a tier above everybody this Basha. So I'm going to give one of them will defeat the other, but they're also drop one more in there. So I'm going to say blind hope at 13-2.
You know what, Ryan? I like that positivity. I was also going to say we could see like a 13-2. Like,
Yeah.
we have some really good records at day 8, with like just one drop in the record. That's pretty good. And yeah, I'm gonna be hopeful. We're gonna be positive on this episode, right?
That's right.
Positive
So,
about it. We're gonna get 13-2.
I'm going to be the only one that embraces chaos. I'm betting an 11-4 with playoffs. I'm betting 11-4 with playoffs, man.
I like it.
I think they are too good to drop 3 more.
Hey, it's the crazy chaos that is going on with this Basho. You cannot ignore it.
You're right. Kirishima's gonna get like sideswiped by a bicycle walking around today, and he's gonna be knocked out of the tournament. And Wakataka Kage is gonna have a dominating victory over Atami Fuji, but the sheer force of pushing Atami Fuji out is gonna blow up his elbow again. And
That's
then
very possible. That's a lot of man to push.
Then we will have our 11-4 U show.
Yeah. I honestly like it, Mac. I like embracing the chaos because like I mean, like, let's just in a vacuum. If you said, "Hey, Wakataka Kage 7-1," do you think it's possible he finishes at 11-4 in a vacuum? Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. It's the context of this Basho where like, who is gonna be those three? Like, that's the question. But I mean, for both of these guys, we've seen it's not necessarily the rank or the record of the other guy, because Wakataka Kage's loss is to a guy that's 3-5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
That's why I'm like, nope, embrace it. Embrace the chaos.
I'll be honest, now that you've said that, I think I want that. I think my heart is hoping for, if we're going to go chaos, if we're going to say like all of like the generational top dogs are out this time, yeah, hell yeah. Let's just dive in. Let's go, all the way in. Not just dip our toes into the chaos pool. That's boring.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I'm wanting. I don't want the chaos. I want a good, strong Yusho from Kirishima specifically here, because what I want to see is its own brand of chaos. Is what happens when the fourth best guy on the Bansuke is all of a sudden lifted up to Yokozuna just due to the sheer absence and injury of the three people ahead of him. And so Kirishima has a real chance of taking this Yusho. And I think we would all be pretty stupid to assume Ono Sato, Aonishiki, Hoshoryu are all going to be, one, all participating, and two, all feeling great and in top form next Basho. Kirishima has the best window of that he'll ever have in his career of launching to Yokozuna. This might be his only real clear chance to make it to Yokozuna, and it would be hilarious to see it happen if this guy who was Sekiwake at the beginning of the year within 4 Basho launches himself to Yokozuna just because he is the clear number 4, but 1, 2, and 3 were all down and out.
Yeah. Yeah. Him getting promoted to Yokozuna and then Aonishiki being a Sekiwake next Basho.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
That would be so frustrating.
Yes.
We're so far away from that happening. Kirishima obviously has to win this Yusho. We're 7 days away from that. I'm going to bring it up now because it's probably not going to come to pass. But if Kirishima wins this, and if Kotozakura loses 2 more matches and he's Kadoban, we could have a situation where in July we are fighting to see if we have one of 4 different number of Rikshi at Ozeki, anywhere between 3 Rikshi at Ozeki to 0 Rikshi at Ozeki.
Oh, wow.
Because you could have a situation where if Kirishima wins this and wins the next one, then he's up to Yokozuna. Aonishiki doesn't get 10 next Basho. He stays at Sekiwake. Kotozakura loses his... He goes Kadoban this time. He has a losing record next time. He drops down to Sekiwake. We could have 3 Yokozuna and no Ozeki in September. If all that, it's not going to happen. That's way too much to predict to happen. And we have a whole Basho and a half to go before any of that can happen. But it is a possibility, and it's funny. And so I'm rooting for it. Jake, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. I've got dog things I'm dealing with. You said funny. So another funny possibility for changing the number of Ozeki. Kirishima has not yet confirmed he won't be Kadoban next Basho.
If he gets sideswiped today by a bicycle, yeah.
I'm just saying, he doesn't have his 8 yet. All 3 Ozeki are in danger still.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. All right, let's move down because we talked about where's the bar at for the Yusho this Basho, and we got half of this group thinking/hoping it's down to 11-4. So that means we've got a group of 9 Rikshi sitting at 5-3, and technically an additional 8 more at 4-4. But we're not even going to entertain. We're not going to entertain that. But look at the group of 9 Rikshi that we have at 5-3. I guess for the people listening, I will go through and list them. But we have Koto Shoho, Yoshino Fuji, Chura no Umi, Fuji Seiyun, Oshoma, Asanoyama, Haku no Fuji, Ura, and Roga. Do we believe in any of these guys going on a run and winning a 12-3 Yusho or 11-4 Chaos playoff?
The only one that I'm going to even remotely put in this bucket, because no, obviously, for almost all of them. Yoshino Fuji has already faced Kirishima and Wakataka Kage and Koto Shoho. He's just running through the Maegashira, which we have already established are not great. He already beat Gonoyama even. So him being at Maegashira 2, he's only got the rest of the crud to go through.
He only has a Tommy Fuji left above him.
Yoshino Fuji is I think he's sneaking his way up. I think he'll be maybe not in the running for the Yusho, maybe not, but I think I would lock him in as a double digit this time around. I think that's pretty. Yeah, I'm very excited for him.
I feel like I've seen some pretty rough losses from Yoshino Fuji, as in like kind of surprised he lost in that situation kind of thing.
Well, his only losses are Kirishima, Wakataka Kage, and the one bad one, Kotozakura.
Kotozakura. Yeah, that might have been exactly the one.
Ooh.
Pissing me
So
off
I don't know. I don't.
Ryan, we'll get to that.
I don't think I have the faith in Yoshino Fuji. I will throw out just. I think Koto Shoho. I think he has the potential to cause some upsets. Like, I think he definitely has a chance against Kirishima and Wakataka Kage. And I think we have to look out. He's been kind of slowly convincing me. And he worked his way all the way up to Sekiwake. And even now, still, he's like has a winning record at this rank. So it's kind of proven that he deserves to be here, even though I don't know. Do Sekiwake usually go against like Ozeki and Yokozuna right in the beginning?
That would be coming up. That would be coming up early
this next week,
probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like this is like he's proven like this is a normal schedule for Sekiwake, and he's proven that he's kind of sticking around.
Sure.
I think we should watch out for him.
Does that mean we have to take his Oyakata seriously when he said, like, no, I see Ozeki or
That's
higher? Right. That's why I'm like, okay, no, I didn't want it to be true. But at this point, I'm like, crap.
Why do we not want to
eat our words?
We're still in a world where Onosato, Hoshoryu, Aonishiki, and Takayasu are all out, all people that could easily throw Koto Shoho into the dirt. So like any record in the top 16 this Basho, you got to subtract at least 2 losses from everybody
From where you
for
would
like
expect them to
what
be.
a real world scenario
Let's normalize this.
would be. Yeah, we kind of gotta take a look at everybody at the end of the Basho that's like Maegashira 4 and above, and then just take 2 losses off of that, because you got I'm giving them the benefit of beating 2 of those 4 guys.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to have to
that's
face
okay.
each other. They have to face somebody instead of those guys. So, but I know what you mean. Like if for the guys that are doing well, there are many fewer opportunities to get embarrassed.
Yeah.
But talking about like a funny thing where next Basho we might not have any Ozeki because Kirishima gets
2 more Basho.
promoted.
And 2
up
more,
to, Basho and a half up to Yokozuna. Like Koto Shoho had 11-4 Junior show. I guess it's Maegashira 5, but if he does well the next couple times, he could get up to Ozeki.
Yeah.
Koto Shoho.
It's not impossible. I just don't want it.
There is a lot of bias against Koto Shoho here.
I'm just saying, how funny would it be if Koto Shoho gets his second Yusho and be like, hey, I've had 2 of these now.
I'd be furious.
Yep.
I'd be absolutely furious.
Oh my God, this is making me really actually want to become a huge fan.
No!
Let's go.
Don't do
This
it,
is
Fleric.
that's exactly the reason that this particular group becomes fans of certain people.
Yes,
I don't
that is
blame you
true.
at all for that.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying. An 11-4 with playoffs. Like, it's ripe for the picking. It's right there.
Koto Shoho would absolutely be the guy in the playoff at 11-4. Like, just narratively, he would be one of those guys. Like, if you told me 11-4 with a playoff, I'd be like, oh, of course Koto Shoho's in there and he's gonna ruin it.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about how we ended up where we are with the decimated Sanyaku. We started Sanyaku with 9 Rikshi, and that is going to end up with only 5 active Sanyaku Rikshi. So Onosato, we talked about on the preview. We kind of knew that this was coming, that he was going to be out. We did not expect Onosato, and that turned out to be the case. He submitted a medical certificate prior to the release of the Torikumi for days 1 and 2, stating that he had a left rotator cuff injury requiring 1 month of treatment. That all has to be stemming from the dislocation that he suffered back in November. Had some comments from Nishonoseki Oyakata about Onosato, saying he had been working toward competing in the Natsu Basho, but he fell quite far behind and his condition hasn't improved. He's also in pain and his balance is off. It's been about 6 months, and I think he'll start to get back in shape around the Nagoya tournament. I hope that this will be a stepping stone for him to grow as he confronts his own body for the first time. And then later talking about possible surgery for Onosato at this point. He denied that a decision on surgery would be made immediately, but he did mention that it might be necessary if it drags out for too long. So it doesn't sound like surgery is off the table for Onosato. And I'm not necessarily encouraged by any of that. He said that I think he'll start to get back into shape around Nagoya. So I don't know. This is growing more and more concerning as time goes on. I don't know that this is a situation where we need to worry about Onosato having to retire because of this, but it's not off the table in my mind. I think far away from that, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely some concern with that. I will say, just listening to this, it kind of sounds like it's the normal process of them kind of trying to figure out this injury, of where they're trying some normal like PT stuff to see if that will fix the shoulder before trying to jump into surgery, which is a lot more of a major kind of thing to do. So I think this is kind of sounding pretty normal to me of how to navigate a shoulder injury.
Fleric's the most athletically inclined of the 4 of us, so I'll trust him.
I have gone to
Basically a doctor.
Yep.
yeah, basically 6 weeks, right?
6 more weeks. That's all it takes.
No, I have hurt my shoulder before, so and done PT on it, so I just know how nagging it can be of where I landed on it wrong and like I still hurts to this day, even after doing a lot of like exercises, try to improve the muscles around it. They can just be so nagging, and and that is only more the case on what's it called, like contact sports, contact fighting sports. So
Yeah.
but well, I'm hopeful they're trying to figure this out in a smart way.
I think knees, shoulders, and maybe necks are like just the things that are worst designed. Like we are just a very poorly made machine, and those are some of the spots that stick out the most, especially in like an athletic context. Like, yeah, somebody hurts a knee, somebody hurts a shoulder. Those are things that very often are a long, long recovery and maybe never even get all the way back to where it was.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Aonishiki a little bit more. So he had been training to participate in the Natsu Basho. That was the plan. It was going to move forward, but a couple of days before the Torikumi came out, he suffered a setback in training when sparring against Wakamoto Haru. He went down awkwardly and suffered a left ankle injury. There was some talk after he pulled out of the first couple days by Ajigawa Oyakata that Aonishiki could return mid-Basho, but that was ultimately decided against. Ajigawa Oyakata has said, next tournament we will aim for the championship, not just 10 wins. I made this decision so that he can perform sumo in the style that is characteristic of Aonishiki. Ajigawa had also revealed that Aonishiki had apparently suffered a fractured tailbone at one point, but currently his issue is the ankle not being fully recovered. The fractures in his left pinky toe and his tailbone have healed. So right now it sounds like it is just the ankle that is hampering Aonishiki. So he'll have another month plus to rest, recover, get back into shape, and hopefully I know that I said before 0 Ozeki would be funny with 3 Yokozuna, but I forgot that one of those things require Aonishiki not being Ozeki, and I don't want to live in that world. So as of day 8, Aonishiki is 0-8. He has a second consecutive losing record as Ozeki. He will be dropping to Sekiwake next Basho. He can get immediate re-promotion if he gets 10 or more wins in the next tournament. So that's where Aonishiki currently stands. He has to get double-digit wins next Basho to make it back to Ozeki. Otherwise, he has to pull a Kirishima. He has to pull a Teru no Fuji and get back the hard way, become the 4th Rikishi to come back the hard way. So gotta keep our fingers crossed that Aonishiki is able to make that full recovery and come back and see the Aonishiki that we came to know and love so much, that won back-to-back Yusho, that was on the verge of Yokozuna promotion before this injury occurs, and we at least get enough of him back that he gets 10 wins in July.
Yep. Here's hoping, but yeah, that sucks to be on such a trajectory just to get derailed at very close to the very last step, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where we were at to start the Basho. Onosato, out. Aonishiki suffered a setback in training, out. That just lays the field. Hoshoryu, the sole Yokozuna. Kotozakura as an Ozeki, not a threat. Kirishima, we talked about, was it Hoshoryu or Kirishima the actual true favorite coming into this? But you'd have to think Hoshoryu would be a huge favorite to win this tournament. And on day 1, he gets thrown down by Takayasu almost immediately in their match, and in the process of Takayasu kind of shoving Hoshoryu's head towards the ground, Hoshoryu's right leg gets caught and gets overextended, and you could see immediately after the Basho Hoshoryu having difficulty moving. He was limping as he went to bow to Takayasu, get off the dohyo. I believe he had to be put into a wheelchair to exit the facility. It sounds like it might not be. When I first saw that, I'm like, well, there goes Hoshoryu for 6 to 8 months. Like, we're done seeing Hoshoryu for the year.
ACL
seems
or
like,
something or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
One of those L's.
It seems like we have avoided that per Tatsunami Oyakata just a day or two after Hoshoryu's injury, and obviously Hoshoryu pulled out of the tournament on day 2. He will not be returning. But Tatsunami Oyakata said, from what we can see in the images, it appears to be a minor muscle strain or tear, depending on the Google Translate and which article it's translating, if it's a strain or a tear.
Well, strains, I think they're all tears. It's just how severe the tear is my understanding.
So yeah, seems like
Flair's
we've
a doctor.
avoided.
Yep.
6 weeks.
We've avoided major injury for Hoshoryu. Hopefully, I haven't seen any news about Hoshoryu's injury since then, but they have stated that Hoshoryu should be good to go for Paris. Not necessarily in a competition aspect, but to at least perform the Dohyo Iri in Paris. So I don't think we're going to expect to see Hoshoryu competing on the Dohyo in Paris, but he will travel there. He will be healthy enough to travel, do the Dohyo Iri, and hopefully rest up, recover, be available for the Nagoya Basho. So day 1, we lose the H, the O, and the A. All of the big guys that we were touting through 2025, gone and absent.
Well, hey,
After
at
day freaking 1.
At least Takayasu got a big win over a guy that he's one of the biggest thorns in Hoshoryu's side. So once Hoshoryu's out of the way, man, lane's
Sato's
clear for
gone.
Takayasu, right?
Yeah. He gets a big win over Ichi Yamamoto on day 2, and then he steps on the dohyo for day 3, gets pushed back by Hira Umi and thrown off of the dohyo. You can see even before he goes off the dohyo, Takayasu is pulling back in pain before he even steps foot past the Tawada. Like, something's clearly wrong with Takayasu. According to Taganoura Oyakata, he felt discomfort in his right adductor muscle during his bout on day 2. So this is a muscle in his right foot. It worsened while warming up for his bout on day 3. And as we just said, he was pushed very far out of the dohyo, landed hard. But even before that fall from the dohyo, it was clear he was in pain, and he pulled out the next day. Does sound like if this heals for Takayasu during the Basho, he does intend to return, cushion his fall down the Bansuke. He is currently sitting with an equivalent 2-6 record, so he'd have to come back. I don't think he's on the Torikumi for tomorrow. He is not. So he's not coming back as of day 9. So he'll fall to 2-7. So he'd have to come back and win the rest of his matches in order to stay at Komosubi. So he's very clearly going to be dropping from Komosubi. And honestly, I'd be surprised if we see him back at this point, but he might come back for a final couple days, try to get a couple wins.
Yeah. We've said it before. Of all people to get injured and then wrestle anyways, Takayasu's up there on that list.
And I feel bad because, commentator curse and all that stuff, because we had finally taken notice, like, oh, Takayasu hasn't pulled out in a year and a half. And then
we
here
sure
he comes
said that.
on day 4. So sorry, Takayasu, for bringing that up. And apparently he was only able to slip by as we were not paying attention to that fact.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so those are the big heavy hitting injuries and pullouts. But there was still one more that occurred for Asakoryu on day 6. He went down facing Shodai, very clearly was injured immediately after that match and had to pull out. This is the second time that Asakoryu has suffered a knee injury that forced him to pull out of a tournament. Previous time was back when he was Ishizaki back in Makushita, but it sounds like it's a reoccurrence of that knee injury, and it has already been said by Oyakata he will not be returning this Basho. So looking at Asakoryu, Maegashira 7, he'll end up with an equivalent 3-12 record. Should be safe. The demotion would land him around Maegashira 16. If you just look at the normal math, he should be safe to stay in the top division with those 3 wins he got before the injury.
Yeah, hopefully it's something he can come back from in just one Basho. But it didn't look good. But I mean, that doesn't necessarily tell you how long it's going to take. So
this Basho, out of a possible 42 Rikshi, we started with only 40 with Onosato and Aonishiki out, and we've lost 3 more. So we're down to 37 top division Rikshi this Basho, and hopefully that number only goes up. Maybe Takayasu comes back. Maybe Hoshoryu's just feeling great on days 13, 14, 15, really just wants to come back and fight for the love of the game. And he comes back. But no, it's been rough. It's been a rough one.
Super fun. Having a great time here.
Yeah, nothing but chaos.
Let's talk about a couple of other quick notes. I noticed today, as our only two Ozeki, Kotozakura, he's lost his 4th straight match, and Kirishima lost his first match of the Basho. No Ozeki or Yokozuna has won on day 8 this year.
Oof.
It started I believe the Emperor was in attendance in January on day 8, and it was very notable because all of the Ozeki and Yokozuna lost. So Aonishiki, Kotozakura, Onosato, Hoshoryu all lost on day 8 of the January Basho. And there was a bunch of headlines about how like Hakaku was obviously disappointed because the Emperor came and all of these guys lost. And then I looked back to last Basho. They all lost on day 8 as well. Ooh. And then this Basho, they all lose on day 8. Day 8 is cursed in the year of 2026. So I guess all we can do is see if this carries on. But we're going to go at least 7 months into the year before an Ozeki or Yokozuna has won on day 8 of a Basho.
Sucks so bad.
Another thing that I've noticed this Basho, Mega Hankas are back, baby.
Ooh,
yeah.
I've counted 4 what I'm calling like perfect Hankas, which are ones where you can't argue that no, they were moving. It was like a quick forward and shift. It's like no attempt was made whatsoever to make contact. I think it started with Tobizaru had one of these, then Fujinokawa. I think Fujinokawa is the straw that broke the camel's back, because there were some articles that came out after Fujinokawa's big Hanka, and Chairman Hakaku made a comment after his Hanka, and Chairman Hakaku said, as Google translates this, he took a positive view of it, saying, "It's good to show that Hankas are possible. He has the power to move forward, and it's because of his usual efforts that he was able to pull it off." And Chief Judge Asakayama said that Fujinokawa has strong image of making solid contact, so Takanosho probably made solid contact. When you lose after being pulled back, people say it's the loser's fault. You have to observe your opponent. These are our top guys basically saying,
yeah,
let's go. All Hankas all the time.
I'm getting whiplash here.
What?
And so that happened on day, I believe it was day 7 when
day 7 was Fujinokawa doing a Hanka and Takanosho. Yeah.
We come back on, I don't know what happened in all the lower divisions, but in day 8 in the top division, Roga, mega uber Hanka, no attempt at contact being made. Abi, mega uber Hanka, no attempt at contact being made. Wakamoto Haru, he tried against Koto Shoho, but Wakamoto Haru does not, despite what any of you might say, have that dog in him right now. And he couldn't even Hanka correctly, and Koto Shoho caught him and knocked him right out. But the day after Chairman Hakaku gives his blessing on Fujinokawa going for a Hanka, we've got 3 big ones attempted in the top division.
That is hilarious that for once I'm agreeing with Chairman Hakaku. That's amazing. But
he must have listened to our preview.
Right. My interpretation of that was like Fujinokawa, it's cool because normally he's really just solid contact at the Henka. So maybe at the Tachiai. So sometimes the Henka is okay. But I doubt that praise is going to go to everyone else.
I don't think that'll extend up to the Sanyaku ranks.
Yeah,
exactly.
And after a day like day 8, I wouldn't be all that surprised if another statement came out where he was like, okay, but
no, hold
not like that.
Whoa,
not like that.
Chill.
I just wanted to make a statement so that I wouldn't get roasted on GSB again.
Hold on, I just found an article about Abi winning with a Hanka, because if you win by a Hanka, they usually write an article about you. I'm going to see if there's a Chairman Kaku comment on here. Nah, they just talked to Abi about it, so.
Gotcha.
Darn.
Did he say, my boss says it's cool now?
What else? We already talked about this a little bit, but we had 2 straight days where the announced Kimarite needed to be changed shortly after the bout. After the replay looked and found, oh, the loser of this match stepped out way before the end of the match was called. And so, like, both times, it didn't change the outcome of the match because the person who stepped out ultimately lost the match, but they did have to announce a change in the Kimarite that was used to win. I think both of them were changed to like Yorikiri or something like that. But one was the Kirishima versus Fujinokawa match, and then whoever Tamawashi lost to on day 4 the following day. So it's just interesting that it happened on back-to-back days.
Mm-hmm.
Another fun thing that I noticed, and I laughed so much when this happened, but apparently Hakuno Fuji had won about, he defeated Asahaku Ryu. I don't remember which day it was, but when he received the prize money,
It's day 3.
He did a very lackluster like hand chop. He just kind of waved his hand, grabbed the money. And so he was reprimanded. He was given a warning by one of the chief judges, Onoe Oyakata, who said, make sure you cut with your hand properly. Your movements must be correct. And so I was paying very close attention next time Hakuno Fuji won a match, and it was the cleanest, crispest hand chop you have ever seen.
Onoe Oyakata,
beautiful.
by the way, that is our friend Yama's sensei, Fleric. In Onoe Beya
cool.
is that's the one that he
Okay,
stays in contact
cool.
with.
There we go.
I had another funny one on Hakuno Fuji. Just today, Mitakayumi did a big throw on him, and he landed in the Matawari position.
Yeah.
Matawari is the stretch where you're seated, you put your legs as far apart as possible, and then you lean forward to like stretch out your hips. Hakuno Fuji just kind of landed in that position, and it looked like he's like, I guess while I'm down here, I'll stretch a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
The commentators like openly laughed at it. That was really funny to me.
Yeah. We had a couple of rough starts for our Sekiwakes. I think both of them started at like 2-4, 1-3, something like that. It wasn't looking good for Atami Fuji and Koto Shoho, both of whom are making their debut at the Sekiwake rank. But I'd say over the past few days, both of them have started stringing some wins together. Atami Fuji has won his last 2 matches. Koto Shoho has won his last 4 matches. So these guys are starting to string those wins together. And I feel like, especially for Atami Fuji, he was not weaponizing his bulk. Like, I felt like he was like that Jake loves to say, and I love that phrase for Atami Fuji. But I feel like he was trying to move too quick and was too easily like pushed around.
He was outmaneuvered.
And then he got day 5, he got Fujinokawa with such a difference in mass between the two of them. I feel like it's just the get right matchup that Atami Fuji needed. He was just able to engulf Fujinokawa, and no matter how much Fujinokawa whipped and thrashed around, there was nothing he could do. And I think
Body
that
slam.
I think that got Atami Fuji going in the right direction. But
The word I
facing
used in my
Wakamoto
notes.
Haru and Shodai on back-to-back days, that's also pretty good for getting
Yeah, that'll pick up your spirits.
record back. Yeah.
The word I used in my notes for Atami Fuji and Fujinokawa was envelops.
Yeah.
Enveloped.
As a smaller guy, I can tell you that is exactly as frustrating as it looks to have that happen to you against somebody that's bigger. That like, I'm faster than you. I'm gonna get. Oh wait. Oh no. I'm encased. I have been cocooned by another man.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate that. But yeah, no, he's been good. He's been patience, slowing down a little bit. There's no such thing as a truly unstoppable force or immovable object.
Yeah.
But if you in
He's
sumo
as
you
close
find
to
the,
an immovable object.
he's
as
close
there
though,
is.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a spectrum, and you got to find the right spot on the spectrum for your body to try it. Fujinokawa is a pretty close to unstoppable force, but Atami Fuji is even more so the immovable object.
Yeah. And then the other Rikishi, this Basho that I've been had to take note of in such a sad way. Tamawashi,
No.
0-8, cannot get anything moving forward at all. It's just not looking good for Tom. He's got that right leg wrapped up. It doesn't seem like he's able to do his typical thrusting attack with any sort of power. It's seemingly he's relying on trying to get to the guy's belt and outmaneuvering them,
and
it's just not working for him. And like, gotta wonder, like, this could easily be the last we see of Tamawashi. We don't know where his head's at. If he's in the mentality of, if I go down to Juryo, I'm calling it quits. But with how seemingly hurt he is, if that happens, I would have to imagine that's the next step for him.
Yeah. To me, I have actually been a little bit impressed with him because it's so obviously a failure of his physique as opposed to his effort or his knowledge. You know, he always has tricks in the bag. He's of course like a pusher thruster first, but like he's always been a tricky grappler. You know, he's always been able to, like, you know, get that kote nage arm bar when somebody does get inside. And he's got all his tricks, you know, he's sneaky, he's still got ferocity, but just the power's not there. You know, it's so obvious to me that he's I mean, I hate to take another terrible Inu show pick in that dog and him prize, just go, you know, a terrible pick, second Basho in a row, but like he's clearly trying so hard and it just can't work and it sucks to watch. You don't go 0-8 without pulling out if like you're not trying it. Right, exactly. He wants it so bad and it's just he just can't. His body won't let him do it. And that sucks to watch, but like, God damn it, is he trying?
Yeah. So are there any other Rikshi standing out to you guys so far this Basho?
I would like to just bring up Wakanosho because watching the guy, I can just tell that he's trained by Takakeisho. There's a lot of style similarities. And like he came out pretty hot at the beginning of the Basho. It's like, oh, hot damn, is this guy gonna do pretty well? But then he got Henka'd. So
hey, that's okay. That's all right.
He's had a little bit of a downturn since then. But like just watching the guy, I've liked his Supari and I hope he stabilizes. And I actually have some high hopes of this guy. I'm kind of keeping my eye on him. Yeah, it was a Topi Zaru Henka. Oh my god.
That was our first Uber Henka that we got this Basho.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
Very tasty.
And yet a guy that fights like Takakeisho that goes straight in like that, that's somebody that's susceptible.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Fujinokawa was on the giving, not the receiving end of a Henka, because that guy Tachiai is hard. Like that. Yeah.
That's how he got away with it. That's why Kaku says, like, I think it's okay because normally he just
it's fine. It's fine.
Eats his body into it. There was one match where he just there was a huge size difference and he just like met the Tachiai straight on thing. Like, it's okay. I'll probably survive this. It'll be fine. Yeah. He didn't. No, he just didn't care.
Oh, I have made a mistake.
He just doesn't care. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I know I took a note of this somewhere.
Would it have been that same Atami Fuji match on day 5 that we were talking about?
It's
because that's probably the biggest size difference possible in that area of the Bansuke.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit because that was today, wasn't it?
No, that was day 5.
Day 5. Okay, I think it was where he just like yeeted his body directly into it, and it just did not work. And it's just like, what did you expect?
Yeah,
but maybe he's just setting up for another Ubu Henka. That might be what's going on.
Yeah. Oh man, I wanted to revisit. We made a joke about it earlier, but the lower dohyo. This one, I learned about it from a Reddit post. I waded into the swamp of r/sumo just out of curiosity the other day. We talk a lot of crap about r/sumo. It's usually fine, but when it's not fine, it kind of sucks a lot.
Yeah.
But anyways, they had a translation of a Nikon Sports article where the dohyo, specifically in the Kokugikan, is being lowered permanently by about an inch, 3 centimeters or so. They measure the height of the dohyo when they construct it in some old Japanese units. So the dohyo is generally 1 shaku and 9 sun tall, but they adjusted it to 1 shaku 8 sun now because apparently their super cool retract the dohyo into the floor system. They tried to do that. They tried to retract it last time they had the dohyo built in the Kokugikan, and the Tawada were too tall and they caught on the mechanism. it sounds like it's possible that when they replaced the motor that does this, it changed the way that things fit slightly. So now it's too tall. So they lowered it just a little bit. But my favorite part of this was people talking about like, oh, yeah, no, I didn't notice. Like specifically Sado Umi, who's been doing this as long as anybody, they asked him and he's like, no, I didn't notice. I feel like if I did, people would make fun of me. So yes, they are listening to the Western fans and lowering the dohyo just teeny bit at a time.
What is a shaku and a sun? The engineer in me is like, what unit of measure is this? Like,
I mean, I'm sure it's just something that's like pre-Meiji Restoration, pre-Western contact, because like in general they use metric, so like centimeters, meters, etc. Yeah. But it does not surprise me that in sumo we measure things with the measurements that are also ancient. That tracks for me. That's for sure.
It does, but I'm like,
The shaku, or Japanese foot, is a Japanese unit of length derived but varying from the Chinese chi, originally based upon the distance measured by a human hand from the tip of the thumb to the tip of the forefinger. So it is traditionally about...
As we all look down and be like, huh, okay.
Yeah, it is about 30.3 centimeters is one shaku.
Okay.
Wait, so I'm guessing a
how
sun
many
is
centimeters?
1/10 of that. 30.3, which... Yeah.
There's a translation issue there for sure.
So I don't...
I wonder if it's we're talking like a Tommy Fuji hands or something.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
Okay.
Interesting. Right. Yeah, I can't figure out any orientation of my hand that gets near that. Other hands. Yeah, if we're talking two different hands.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Anyways, that let's hope that they keep replacing the motor enough that the dohyo comes down. There was also some fun discussion of like, hey, sometimes the wrestlers themselves say that they like it at the height that it is and they don't want it lowered. And like the obvious answer there is like, of course they're going to say that. You think they're going to like criticize the way that the tradition that's been there for however many hundreds of years? No, of course not. Of course the wrestlers are going to say, yes, we prefer it this way. Oh, well.
All right. Is there anybody else we haven't talked about? We've been yapping for a long time. Is there anybody else we haven't mentioned that you want to bring up? All right. Well, that's at least for the top division. I would feel remiss if we didn't mention a few people down in Juryo or below. And of course, Enho coming back for his first Basho, back as a Sekitori in 3 years. He had a huge pop for his first match, the first Juryo match of the Basho, and he won it, getting his first win as a Sekitori, and the loudest cheers you'll ever hear for a Juryo match. Just an absolutely great moment for Enho. And then he just kept going. He won his next 4 matches. He started off the tournament 5-0. He did drop his next 2 matches, but he's currently sitting at 6-2 for Enho. I believe he is just 2 matches back. Kaze Kano is undefeated in Juryo right now, but he keeps it going. Could feasibly be in the Yusho race for Juryo for Enho. So, you know what? A lot of people were saying, hey, just get back to Juryo, get there, and just retire, my guy. Enho does not seem like that's the course that he is taking. And we're still a long ways from it happening, but it'd be great if he kept it up and made it back into Makuuchi somehow.
We talk about this like, oh, it'd be great to see him return. You know, he dipped down a little bit, but it'd be great to see him back in the top division for the first time in 7 years.
Yeah.
It has been 7 years since we had our Enho craze. Mm-hmm. That's mind-blowing to me. It feels like yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the 2 other Rikishi want to point out, of course, the Yokozuna that was anointed while he was in Amazumo, Asahi Fuji. He continues to be undefeated in his career. He is sitting at Sandanme 6. He is 4-0 in this Basho. He is officially 18-0, but he also won 2 playoff matches to win the Jonidan and Jonokuchi Yushos. So he's fought 20 matches, won all 20 of them, showing no signs of slowing down. He's actually got a matchup against Makushita 50. So he's going to fight a Makushita 50 Rikishi Fudoho in his next bout to see if he can push it to 5-0. So Asahi Fuji, so far living up to the billing, undefeated through 2.5 Basho. And then there's another newcomer that has caught my eye and a lot of other people's eye. This is Makushita Tsukedashi. It's not that hard to say, Jake. Omori, who is making his debut this Basho. And it's not just Omori. According to all the headlines that I'm reading, it's handsome Omori, and he is turning a lot of eyes and is becoming a quick fan favorite. I needed to share a photo in the in our outline for Jake, Mac, and Fleric, but you know what? The headlines are not lying.
No.
This is a handsome fella down in Makushita. He is sitting at 4-0 right now. But the reason it really caught my eye is because I mostly use like Nikon Sports is the main source that I use for getting like sumo articles and getting quotes from the Rikishi and their Oyakata and updates on health and all that stuff. And so I check every day. And after the first after like the first day or two when Omori had his first match, like just like handsome Omori is like turning eyes and he won his debut match. And then like literally every single headline. So like the last 3 headlines from Nikon Sports about this guy, who they have 2 or 3 articles every time he wins a match. Handsome sumo wrestler Omori, a Makushita division wrestler, wins 4 straight matches. Then the next headline is, as Google translates, come on, handsome Omori wins his 3rd consecutive match since debut, finishing with an underhand throw. And then the next headline is...
You can do it all.
Come on, Google Translate. We already had these. Why are you doing it again? Omori, ranked last in the Makushita division, makes his debut with 3 consecutive wins. He smiles handsomely and says thanks to everyone in response to the increasing support he receives each day. And so I'm like, is Nikon just have a fetish for Omori? Like, is this just Nikon Sports? So I go to Sponichi and I look for the first headline I can find from Sponichi, and it's Omori, the handsome wrestler who started at the bottom of the Makushita division, won his 4th consecutive match. So I think if this guy keeps winning, he's going to be a huge fan favorite. It depends on how much weight he puts on and how well he carries it, I'm sure. But as of now, this guy is already a made man, it seems like.
This was really funny to me. Every picture I've seen of the guy is perfect. So I just did a Google search of Omori Yasuhiro Sumo, and I mean, yes, that still stands. That yes, every picture is perfect. But funny enough, I scrolled down just a tiny bit, and a picture of Endo popped up. The other famously handsome guy who is a coach in the same stable. I have a suspicion that they have some non-traditional recruiting requiremts for them. That would be Oitakaze. Who else is in Oitakaze?
That's Daisho. Not the most handsome of people hanging out in Oitakaze. Sounds like Diamami. But Diamami's retired. Who else is in Oitakaze?
Tobizaru. There you go.
Tobizaru.
Okay.
Another good-looking fella.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
The handsome stable, if you will.
They have a ton of people in Makushita right now, but yeah, their only Sekitori are Daisho, Tobizaru, and Hitoshi and Juryo.
Oh, they've lost a lot. Because they had like Tsurugisho, Diamami.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these guys have retired recently.
Making way for the new handsome crop.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We've been yapping for far too long for a Midway episode. So let's take a quick break and then we'll come up with our usual Midway stuff, and we'll probably have it done in about 15 minutes. Because I'm too mad about Champ Chump to want to talk about that for a long time.
You're listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown, the world's #1 sumo podcast, according to 3 out of 4 hosts of Grand Sumo Breakdown. Keep an eye out for our preview, midway, and recap podcasts for every professional sumo tournament and a host of bonus episodes in between. Help support us by joining our Patreon and spreading the word about our show. Every penny we raise is reinvested in improving our podcast. We also help run amateur sumo events and produce the American Sumo newsletter, which you can find on our website, grandsumobreakdown.wordpress.com. Reach out to us on social media if there's anything you'd like to learn about sumo or if you'd like to try it yourself.
Welcome back. We have some good news on the GSB Belt front.
Ooh,
I
that
think
doesn't happen ever.
I think we are ready to retire our Losers Belt.
Yeah.
I think so. So our loser, we covered the gist of this on the preview episodes. If you're unfamiliar, I guess skip ahead a little bit, whatever. But the winner's belt that we've just kind of like been hanging on to, it made its way in September all the way up to Onosato. So that reached the goal that we wanted. Yeah. We want it to start at the very bottom of Jonokuchi, make it all the way to a Yokozuna. And then we just kind of followed it anyways because our loser's belt was still interesting. The loser's belt started on Teru no Fuji at the beginning of 2024, and anyone who loses a match takes the belt. And we wanted to see how long it would take to get to the very bottom. And yeah, both of those belts, we just kept tracking until the loser's belt made it to the bottom, and it has. It is now on the second to dead last guy in all of Jonokuchi, and the guy that is dead last is Kyujo this tournament. So I think this counts because this guy has already secured a losing record. He's going to get demoted next Basho anyways. I think we call it here and say, Honda, you're our winner loser. Our loser's winner. Our winner of the...
winner of the losers?
Winners.
Oh, he's only 15 years old. Poor kid.
Well,
hey.
He can only go up from here.
Exactly.
Except for next Basho when he gets demoted for his Makikoshi. But then our winner's belt, just as we'll probably just retire this one alongside it just so that we can start fresh next time. Maybe find a new gimmick to do alongside it. But that winner's belt, it just kind of wandered around and started slowly making its way lower and lower over the over the course of time since it hit Onosato. It's now all the way down on Asanoyama at Maegashira 10. Ooh. So that belt is actually kind of working its way lower. I don't understand it. But
see if we can get our winner's belt all the way down to the bottom of Jonokuchi.
I would be willing to bet that will never happen, but would be very fun to see if it could.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got on that one, though. We will probably have a new gimmick by next time, or maybe we'll take a break to think about it, but we'll see. I think that this is a good stopping place for us to say that our loser's belt took 2 years and 2.5 Basho to get to the bottom.
Wow. And did we start that at the same time as the winner's belt?
Yes, this was at the beginning of the March tournament in 2024.
Okay.
For both of them.
It took less time for the winner's belt to make it all the way to the top than the loser's belt to make it all the way to the bottom.
Yep.
When we were at the same, when Onosato won the winner's belt and that one officially hit the top, let's see, 2025.51. Our loser's belt was in Makushita.
Okay.
So yeah, the winner's belt took a year and a half to get there, which was quick because this was the one where in the past, the winner's belt often hits the top of Makushita and gets stuck there just because of the way the Bansuke works. But this time it just blasted right through that barrier with no problem.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's move on to our Champ Chump. And before we talk about our Champ Chump, how it's going for this Basho, we've failed to give our winner of our Patron Champ Chump their victory speech last time. And when I say we, I mean me. That was a failure on my part. Because we recorded right after the end of the Basho. They didn't have it to us to put on the recap. And then they sent it to us right after. So by the time we were recording the preview, that was a month and a half ago, and I forgot that it came. So I am going to give them part of their victory speech now. And you'll see why I'm only doing part of it. But Aka Kyoryu was our winner of the March Patron Champ Chump series that we run in our Discord. And by right, they get a winner statement to be read on the podcast. So apologize, Aka Kyoryu, for the delay in this. But need to get this out there. So Akakyoryu says, I am very happy to share this victory with Matus. So happy, in fact, that I won't be able to express it in English and must turn back to my native French. So there's a whole paragraph that's in French here. I'm not going to subject everybody to, I've never learned anything about French. Nope, that's not going to work.
Howard.
This is all about content right now. That's
afraid.
bad content.
I see the fear in his eyes.
I know, right?
So I'm going to give this a shot, and I sincerely apologize. This was forced upon me, and yeah. Tout d'abord, merci à Kirishima, sans être brillant. Il a été solide et a su profiter des difficultés de ses concurrents comme Ryan pour gagner et je l'espère redevenir Ozeki.
I don't even speak French, but I have French ancestry, and I felt them glaring down upon me for even being part of this.
I got
sorry.
way too many Spanish vibes in there.
That's the only foreign language I've ever taken. So I apologize to Akakyoryu, even though I'm pretty sure this was the point that you wanted. Everybody who's ever taken a French lesson, everybody in the country of France that speaks this natively.
But
my
Ryan,
sincerest apologies.
your pronunciation of American Ryan was on point.
Yes, I'll give you points.
Got that.
It otherwise
That one
sounded like the
down.
beginning of Home Alone, where they're trying to like talk on the phone in French and terrible
yeah.
at it.
All right.
So what did that mean?
They promised, they said, in case you don't understand French at all and don't want to ask Google, it's only nice stuff.
Oh,
So,
Oh,
like I said,
okay.
there's more lines, but
well, where was the Ryan in
I
that?
was about to say, what do you
Yeah.
mean there was more lines?
there's like 3 more lines of that to read, and I'm not going to struggle through doing that.
No, I'm asking, what does it mean? Like, did you translate it to see what it
No.
actually? Oh,
No.
okay, cool.
Oh.
Hold on. Why don't you guys go over Champ Chump and I'll translate it?
I know why Ryan doesn't want to talk about Champ Chump.
I do too.
This is
Hey,
a
Champ
race
Chump
to the
is
bottom
fun.
between me and Ryan. Fleric is very, very way ahead, and Mac is like middling enough that he's probably
Yep.
safe.
Yep, I'm hoping I'm probably safe at this point. My champion of Atami Fuji sitting at 4-4. My chump is Chiyoshoma. I'm like, come on. I mean, now
Not
again,
bad. Yeah.
no, not bad. But I'm looking at him like, okay, they're both 4-4. I'm like, okay. At least I think I can hold on because Chiyoshoma lost today to
Asakaru?
Asahakuryu. I was going to say Asakoryu. I'm like, no, he's out. Asahakuryu. And then Atami Fuji also beat Wakamoto Haru. So I got bonus points from that. So that is the only reason I'm sitting at 10 right now.
All right. It's nice. I have to read it.
See, glad
So-
we forced him.
Google translated this, so any incorrections, it's Google's fault. So, first of all, thank you to Kirishima.
Ryan. That's not a bad French accent in American.
Too bad. First of all, thank you to Kirishima. Well, not exactly brilliant, he was solid and knew how to capitalize on the struggles of his competitors, such as Ryan, to secure the win, and I hope regain his rank as Ozeki. Thanks also to Chura no Umi, of course. He who was so utterly invisible throughout these 2 weeks. I hope he recovers outside of the joy ranks and can return to being my personal favorite come July. Above all, thank you to the entire GSB team. I don't know where you find the time, but please know that you play a huge part in my daily life. Finally, thank you to all the GSB fans and especially those who chat on Discord, making it possible for me to share my passion for sumo with other enthusiasts. Throw your salt high and always keep moving forward.
Oh,
That was awesome.
All right, we're done talking about Champ Chump, right?
Miracek.
No. Mac explained why he's middling. Fleric has like mathematically correct Kirishima, Champ, and Tamawashi Chump.
Pretty sure he's already got it locked up.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get to the total that he has now by the end of
neither
the
do I.
tournament.
Yeah,
Because
Watson and I have
Go
the
ahead.
exact same team, and I think we're just like both saying like, hell yeah, this is
Yeah.
It's working.
this is going good.
Fleric
Then,
missed his first point in the final match of day 8. Was
Yeah,
the first time he did not get a point that he was eligible for.
Yeah.
Even all the like good luck and stuff working out cannot beat that day 8 curse. It's
Nope.
just
Yeah.
cursed.
The Fleric Bless is weaker than the Day 8 Curse. But yeah,
also-
me and Ryan, I started with Hoshoryu, and when he pulled out, I decided to take one piece of fried chicken and another piece of fried chicken and put a piece of cheese in between it and double down. Get it? On Wakamoto Haru.
No, that's not what happened. What happened was
Well, hold on. Though.
was-
I had to pick somebody that had the same record or worse as Hoshoryu. Like, that's how our champ thing works.
Right.
And I did not have a lot of choices. I attempted to pick two wrestlers that had already been picked because I forgot who had picked what.
yeah. So Jake messages me after day 2 when Hoshoryu was out, and he's like, I'll just take Kotozakura then, because Kotozakura
Or Atami Fuji.
Or Atami Fuji. And so like, well, 1, I took Kotozakura in the preview draft. 2, Mac took Atami Fuji as his replacement for Aonishiki once it was announced Aonishiki was out. So you can do the funny thing. You have 2 funny options. You can double down on Wakamoto Haru, or you could take Tamawashi as your champ to compete with Tamawashi as Flaric's chump. And you made the right choice in so much that Wakamoto Haru has gotten you 2 wins to the 0 you would have gotten for Tamawashi.
I made the better of 2 awful choices. What I should have done was taken Koto Shoho, who was also 0-2 at the time. That would have been the correct pick, but I don't regret it.
No.
How
could you have known?
No, I picked the guy who's got more dog in him than anybody, which is Wakamoto Haru, who I have to continue that meme now. Have to. He's my
We
champ.
will award the Inu Show prize at the end of this Basho, and it will be over my goddamn dead body that you guys meme it onto Wakamoto Haru. The dude attempted a Hanka and couldn't even do that right this Basho.
No.
The Discord will rebel at us. You saw how much flack we got from that.
It was great. I would say the meme answer right now is Tamawashi. I mentioned him earlier. That's the meme answer. It's the wrong answer, but it's the meme answer. And then I have Asa Hakuryu as my chump, which is like fine.
Yeah.
Ryan has Kotozakura as his champ, which sucks, and Ichi Yamamoto as his chump, which is fine. So yeah, we're both doing terrible.
I've been taking I take daily notes on not every match, but anything that all Sanyaku matches and then any other matches that I find notable.
Sure.
Let me find my notes for the Kotozakura matches since day 5. So Kotozakura versus Ichi Yamamoto, my champ versus my chump. Kotozakura lost. My first note was Kotozakura, you piece of shit. Day 6. Before the match started, I wrote, "Don't fuck me, Koto," and then after the match, Koto fucked me. Day 7, I was too demoralized. It's just Oho gets a good position, forces Kotozakura out, and then day 8, Kotozakura is a punk ass bitch who's going to be demoted in September. I am not in a good place. My relationship with Kotozakura is not in a good place right now.
I really liked his match on day 7 where Oho beat him and then Kotozakura continued pulling him to the ground anyways.
Yes.
really a
was
good
great.
microcosm of his tournament so far. But yeah, anyways, Flaric, when you win, I think you should make Ryan do sumo themed stand up again, so he has to do 2 sets when he eventually does do it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just have him do that in French or
No, please.
Je m'appelle Ryan.
We. All right. Let's go to the lightning round. Let's keep it extra lightning this time. Who has impressed you the most so far this Basho, Mac?
Wakanosho, keep it up, rookie.
What about you, Jake?
I guess Wakataka Kage because my expectations were low.
Yeah. Flaric?
Hakano Fuji. That Tawaru defense on day 4 versus Asa Hakuryu was amazing, and he actually won. What the hell?
Yeah. I'm going to say Fuji Seiyun. Promoted up to Maegashira 6. He's been looking pretty solid at 5. No. My real answer is Kodo Eho. My backup answer to make sure I give some attention to Fuji Seiyun doing good at Maegashira 6 is that. But the real answer, Kodo Eho.
Sure.
Right on.
Who has disappointed you the most so far, Jake?
I mean, obviously the guys that are pulled out injured, but I feel like that's a gimme. So I'm going to go with Kotozakura. Like, there's just no reason for him to be doing this poorly.
Yeah. What about you, Flaric?
I was just gonna say Hoshoryu, the HOA. It's sad times.
Yeah, obviously, as everyone can now tell, my real answer is Kotozakura. But I don't know that. Actually, no. Yeah, just Kotozakura. I don't know that anybody else is really Tamawashi. No, Tamawashi. Like,
Oh,
I wanted this guy to fight until he was 45, and it just
God, he'd
doesn't
be a
seem
corpse.
like that is possible at this point. 42 is going to be a real struggle at this point for him.
That'll
so,
probably be the cap.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Mac?
Kotozakura, easy answer.
Yeah. Favorite match of the Basho so far, Fleric?
It's the one I talked about before, Haki no Fuji versus Hakuryu. I thought it was, how many times do we see that on the defense being pushed to Tawara and this match is over. But he stabilized and he actually pulled off the win at the end. It was just
Totally.
I love to see it. I popped off.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was so good that Hakuno Fuji could barely do the hand chops properly and had to get reprimanded for it.
The hand what?
Hand chops.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I misheard.
Yeah.
Same.
You got to do the sound with it too.
I don't think you do.
My favorite match of the Basho so far was one that ultimately didn't matter. Ura
Same.
versus Tobizaru. Just
That's mine too.
what Tobizaru putting pressure on Ura at the Tawara in a different way than like the Hakuno Fuji one, because they were like locked up at the belt for the one that Fleric was talking about where Hakuno Fuji recovered. This one, Tobizaru had like his hands forcing Ura's shoulders to the ground, and somehow Ura was just able to bend back and slip to the side and recover and get back into that match. Just absolutely nuts. You can't always, like, this is the highest potential to be a fun match every Basho. It doesn't always live up to it, but it lived up to it this Basho.
Sure did.
Yeah. I agree. That was much better recovery. But just unfortunately Ura didn't pull out the win. You know. That's that was the tipping point for me.
Yep. What about you, Mac?
For me, Kirishima versus Yoshino Fuji, day 2. Love the back and forth that went with this. Yoshino Fuji had him a couple times, and then at the very end, Kirishima's like, "Nope, I win."
Yeah. Lots of cool arm bars in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My pick is absolutely also the one that didn't count because officially in their rematch, it was just kind of like a, I don't know, meat and potatoes push out, whatever. For the sake of variety, I'll also toss in Fujiryoga over Wakanosho on day 2. That one was an balls to the wall thrusting fight. That was a lot of fun. Got a great introduction to how Wakanosho likes to fight.
All right. The most exciting potential matchup that we are waiting for. I mean, I get the easy one, Kirishima versus Wakataka Kage, whenever those two are facing off, the two front runners for the U show right now. So that'll be a real exciting match when that one comes around. What are you thinking, Mac?
Kirishima versus Atami Fuji. Let's see how he goes against the big boy.
Jake?
I mean, Tamawashi versus the clock. I don't know. I don't have any other ones to add to that. Maybe it'd be nice to see more of the new guys at the bottom. How they can last into week 2. But yeah, no specific matches because other than that one, everybody that I want to watch is injured.
Yeah. What about you, Fleric?
Just like you, all eyes on the Yusha race. Kirishima Wakataka Kage.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Then the big question, Mac, who's gonna take home the U show?
Embracing the chaos. Let it be Tobizaru. I don't know. Tobizaru.
I would be mad.
That's what we deserve this tournament. Nobody we like is in.
That's fair. That is what we deserve. What about you, Jake? Who's winning?
I hate this question so much. I think I gotta go Kirishima. Like, I don't know. I mean,
Please, the obvious
I've spent this whole
answer.
episode talking about how like this chaos can't last, but like, I trust him. I trust him more than anybody else, which is saying almost nothing.
Calm chaos. Calm
chaos.
Is
That's the opposite of
Kirishima your
Kirishima.
pick, Fleric?
Was that? Oh yeah, Kirishima. You just got it.
Yeah, I gotta go Kirishima. I gotta will the Yokozuna promotion
Sure.
into existence, and in order to get there, he's got to win this one.
Stand by
guess
11-4. 11-4 craziness.
I hope it's 11-4 with a playoff against at least one or two people that we haven't even talked about in this. Like people that are still mathematically in it but are kind of quiet. Like, I don't know, Oshoma's 5-3. He's mathematically in that race. That would be so awful, wouldn't it? But no, I mean, I think it's like Kirishima, Wakataka Kage, like combine them, and that's like probably 60% maybe that
Oh,
they'll
I think
take
it's
it.
more than that. I think it's
Yeah.
more than 60 for those
I think
two.
there's
I'd probably say like 80% that Kirishima or Wakataka Kage takes it.
I think well, we certainly agree that there's at least a 20% chance that it's just going to be a nonsense throw away somebody that kind of just stumbles into it kind of situation. I mean, stumbles into it that's the wrong way to say it, because every one of these guys that's in the race is going to pour their absolute heart out. So if Tobizaru does win it, it's not because he didn't try, but it is kind of still unsatisfying to watch, like as a long-term narrative at least. Oh well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've talked. This might set a record for our longest midway for why this Basho. I don't know. So Max, say the words to get us out of here. We've been yapping for far too long.
Actually, real quick, we do. We missed it at the beginning here, but we do want to shout out Cheeky Sumo. Go check out Cheeky Sumo to get a Grand Sumo Breakdown T-shirt. They got all sorts of sumo merch. But yeah, they are the official source for Grand Sumo Breakdown apparel. So go check them out.
All right. Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time, throw your salt high and keep moving forward.